Hi, thanks for joining today. This is going to be a bit unusual. We are going to look at two tables, two data sources, if you will, that are unrelated. And we're going to use a calculated field and a bridge file to create that relationship. So I just wanted to show you, this is the starter file. I'll put the finished link to the Tableau public file down below, as well as a link where you can download the starter file and stuff. But as you see here, I'm on my data source page, and at the top, if I click the little drop-down arrow by the cylinder, I have two data sources. The one is the sample superstore, and then another one is a data mapping. So let me show you the data mapping. And the main table for the data mapping is called bridge. And then from that, I have four subtables, four worksheets: entity, relationships, logical data dictionary, semantics, and a data dictionary. And the purpose of these particular files is it's a data mapping, if you will. My users often ask, where is that metric calculation coming from? What are the original fields that you used for it? That kind of thing. And let me show you. These are the actual Excel files that I'm using for this purpose. So I have my sample superstore, and then I have the data dictionary type files on the left. And in the middle, I'm going to have the bridge file. And let me show you what I mean by that. So this is just a drawing I did. So on the left, we have the data mapping data source. And you can see here that there is a field called metric ID. But if you look over here on the right at my sample superstore in the data pane, I don't have a field called metric ID, so I have no way to relate it. Now what I do have in the middle here is a metric ID in the bridge file, and then I have a calculation name over here, metric ID 111. And I'm going to actually use the bridge file as the heart of my worksheet. And then I'm going to use a calculated field to create that relationship manually between the two tables. And I'll show you how that works. Okay, so I want to just quickly start on the new workbook. So here we go. So I'm going to begin by connecting to the data source for the superstore. And we were using the orders table. We have returns set up, and it asks me, the little squiggly dashed line here is warning me that the relationship was not automatically created. So I have to go down here into the bottom left area, and I have to set up that relationship. And it happens to be using the order ID. So I select that on both sides. And then I also want to add in the people's table. This is for my regional managers. And so it actually identified that relationship for me. It's using the region field. And if you want to see, well, what is that relationship, you can also highlight the little squiggly line here, and it'll show you on the screen what the relationship is, or you can edit down here in the bottom left. Okay, so now I want another data source. So I'm going to come up here to the drop down by the cylinder and say new data source. And I'm going to browse for it. And I'm going to begin with the bridge. Okay, and now I need to add to that. So on the left side in the connections pane, I'm going to choose add, another Microsoft Excel. And I think I'll start with semantics layer. Okay, I'm going to drag it from the pane on the left and drop it over here on my table. And you can see that Tableau was unable to make up the relationship, so it's warning me that needs to be created. So I'm going to come down here, and I believe it's the metric ID to the metric ID. Yeah. And it's interesting, as soon as you do a successful relationship, then you start to see the fields down here on the bottom right. And now I want to continue adding to that. So that's the same data source, just new Excel files. And I'm going to grab my logical data dictionary and move that over here too. I think I put it, there we go. And it asks me to set up that relationship. So I'm going to do that, metric ID to metric ID. Okay, now I want to add in my third file. This is going to be my entity relationship diagram file. And I know I want the expanded ERD for this purpose. I'm going to use the metric ID field for the relationship. And you'll notice that on the left, the metric ID is a number. And on the right, this is a string in this file for whatever reason. Tableau thinks it should be a string. So I need to edit that. I just use the drop down arrow here and go into edit calculation. And I want to change it to match. It needs to be an integer. So I'm just going to type int. The other thing I'd like to point out is you can't have two fields with the same name in Tableau. It doesn't matter that they're in different tables. So Tableau appended a 1 when it read in this file for me. And you'll notice now that little squiggly line is healthy. There's no error. Now I want to add in the next one. And this is going to be my data dictionary file. And this one is actually going to come off of the expanded ERD file. And for this relationship, I'm going to use a different field. I'm going to use the if then y ID1 field on both sides. And Tableau actually appended DD in parentheses, so it's telling you the table name that is from. That's also another way that it happens to identify different fields for you. So now I have my relationship set up, and I'm ready to use this bridge file, the data, on my worksheet. Okay, I renamed my sample superstore just to make it easier when I'm typing calculations. And I'm going to go start building out my sheet. So in the very bottom, I select sheet 1. And in the data pane on the left and the top, you can see I've selected the sample superstore data source. I'm going to use the drop-down arrow to make my first calculated field. My first field is going to be called AOV. And this is the average order value. So I'm going to go ahead and say OK. I like to store my fields in a folder, so I'm going to say group by folder. And then I'm going to create the folder. So I say folders, create folder, and I'm just going to call it my calculated fields. And I need another calculation. And this is going to be CL. And this is the customer lifespan. And so it's the years between the first order and the last order. Now, I probably should do something in case the lifespan is within 1 year so that I don't end up with a 0, which would cause an error. But that's for another day. So for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and make it. And then I'm going to choose to put it in the folder, my calculated fields. And then the next one I want to do is called PF. So let me grab that. So drop down arrow, create calculated field, PF. And this is the purchase frequency. So how often does my customer order? I'm going to say OK there. So that's counting the customer's orders. And then the next one is going to be called PM. This is my profit margin. And it's simply sum of profit divided by sum of sales. We might want to enhance it later and add in the cost of shipping and other things like that. But for now, this is good enough for the example. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in our folder. And then the last one is going to be the actual metric calculation. Let me grab that real quick. This is going to be metric ID 111. And this is a combination of those other calculations. Obviously, I could have combined them all into one, but I was trying to make it a little bit more modular so that it was easier to understand. So I'm going to say OK here, and I'll put that into my folder also. Okay, so now this is, again, on my sample superstore. I have a metric ID calculation that I would like to use. But as I said earlier, the bridge is supposed to be the main data source. So in the data pane in the top left, I'm going to choose bridge. Okay, in my data pane in the top left, you can see I've selected the bridge data source. And I want to drag the Tableau calculation name to my rows shelf. And then I want to create a new calculation. So this is going to be called the bridge calculation. And I'm just going to cut and paste a sample case statement here. It does have an error. You can see in the bottom left it's red, the calculation contains errors. It'll tell you what the error is. And if you click on this blue error message, it'll actually show you also where it is. It has like a little red squiggly line where the problem happened. And in this case, it's just telling me I forgot my parentheses at the end of this statement. This is a function because it's blue, green color. And then the oranges are fields, parameters are purple. So now it's telling me the calculation is valid in the bottom left, so I can say OK. And I'm just going to simply drag that bridge calculation and drop it on the text tile. And you'll notice it did give me a warning about creating a blend relationship. I don't have to do that because I'm using a calculation for it. Now that I have the bridge calculation on the page and it's referencing the other data source, you'll notice in the top left I have the blue check mark on the bridge data source and a brown check mark on the sample superstore. And that's because it's warning me that sample superstore is a secondary and the primary is the bridge. Now, obviously I haven't filled out these other ones. I didn't bother to create them for this example. But I want to show you what that would look like. It's going to be in the Tableau public file that we had. But let's see, I'll get rid of that real quick. So all of these are created in this data source. So I have the AOV, I have the CL. And if I were to look at the bridge file here, the bridge calculation, I should say, you'll notice that this case statement has all of those different metrics mentioned, and then it points to different ones. So you can have it point to different ones for other reasons. Now, the reason I did this in the first place was I wanted to display some semantic information in my tooltip. So I'm going to come down here to semantics, and I'm going to say, let's see, give me my owner persona on my tooltip. I'm going to check do not show me again about the blend relationship. And now you can see the owner persona is filled out as the marketing manager, finance analyst is responsible for this metric. If I wanted to see, for instance, what's a favorable trend, I could also drop that onto Tooltip. And it says up is better. I might want to look at the business conditions. I'm not even sure what's in here anymore. It's been so long. It excludes returns and focus only on the corporate segment. So you can see I can add in different things. Under my logical data dictionary is where I might have my actual field names. So let's see, what are my logical conditions? That on my tooltip. This segment is corporate and the order ID is not in returns. So I don't want to count it if there was a return. So that's a way to pull in some of that extra information about your data mapping and your data source and stuff like that. So I'll let you guys play around with that. But that was my example on how to do scaffolding. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.